Good evening, friends. Welcome to Mahalakshmi Academy. This is my first lecture considering into point Maharashtra Engineering Services Preliminary Examination. This in this place we are going to see the lectures on the engineering mechanics. Before I begin my tutorial, I request you to please suggest me language for the upcoming videos, whether you want in English, Hindi, or Marathi. So let us proceed. Rectilinear motion. This is our first topic, rectilinear motion. Motion of a particle along a straight line is called as rectilinear motion. If the particle is along the taking a curved path, then we could call it as a curvilinear motion. But the motion of a particle along a straight line is called as rectilinear motion. The second one is the displacement. Shortest distance between the initial and the final point is called a displacement. Suppose in this diagram we could see a particle moves from A to B along the curved path. The total distance traveled by the particle will be equal to the circumference of this semicircle, that is equal to the pi d. But the shortest distance is from A to B is d, therefore the displacement is AD. We could also see in this example the particle moves till here and from here till here. Therefore, the distance is equal to the 40 plus 10 is equal to 50 meter, but the displacement is equal to 40 minus 10, that is the 30 meter. Therefore, the displacement can be defined as the shortest distance between the initial and the final point. It is a vector quantity. It depends upon the magnitude as well as the direction. Therefore, displacement is a vector quantity. And distance is the actual distance traveled by the particle from initial point to final point. In this case, the displacement is 50 meter, and this case is equal to the pi d. It is a scalar quantity. It will depend on the only on magnitude and not on the direction. Velocity is defined as the change in displacement upon change in time, that is the velocity is equal to ds by dt. As the displacement is a vector quantity, it depends upon the magnitude as well as direction, therefore the velocity is also a vector quantity. In case of the speed is equal to distance upon time. Since distance is a scalar quantity and time is also a scalar quantity, therefore scalar upon scalar will be scalar itself, therefore speed is a scalar quantity. Acceleration, rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. Acceleration produced when velocity changes with respect to time. As velocity increases with respect to time, it is called as acceleration and it is considered as positive. As velocity increases with respect to time, it is called as acceleration and it is considered as positive. As velocity decreases with respect to time, it is called as retardation or deceleration and it is considered as negative. The two another names for negative acceleration is retardation and deceleration. Two another name for negative acceleration is retardation or deceleration. Velocity is equal to change in displacement upon change in time, that is dx by dt or ds by dt, we can call it both. Therefore acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon change in time, therefore a is equal to dv by dt. We will derive one formula, a is equal to dv by dt, we will multiply it by dx by dx, that is as good as multiplying by 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. Therefore we will multiply it by dx by dx. But now if we multiply dv by dt into dx by dx, therefore dx by dt is equal to velocity and dv by dx remains as it, therefore acceleration is equal to velocity into dv by dx. One important thing need to be noted regarding distance and displacement. Distance can be greater than the displacement or it can be equal to the displacement, but it cannot be less than the displacement. Distance is always greater than or equal to the displacement. Jerk, rate of change of acceleration is called as jerk. Rate of change of acceleration is called as jerk. J is equal to dA by dt. J is equal to dA by dt. It is related to the comfort of a passenger. It is related to comfort of a passenger. This is the graph. On y-axis we have plotted velocity, on x-axis we have plotted time. Therefore its slope will give us the acceleration. Equation of motion. This equation are used for the constant acceleration. Let u is equal to initial velocity. The particle is having initial velocity u, and after some time t, it moves by some displacement s and has final velocity v. Therefore u is equal to initial velocity, v is equal to final velocity, s is equal to displacement, t is equal to time period, a is equal to uniform acceleration. Therefore v is equal to u plus at, v square is equal to u square plus 2s, and s is equal to ut plus half at square. I have written half at 0.5. These are the three equations of the motions. Motion under gravity. It is used for the vertical motion. A is equal to minus g. There might be, you might consider another also. For upward, I have considered positive. You might consider upward as negative and downward as positive. But I have considered upward as positive and downward as negative. Vice versa. Anything can be. Acceleration due to gravity always act towards the center of the earth, downwards. Acceleration due to gravity always act towards the center of the earth, downwards. Therefore, v is equal to ut, u plus at become v is equal to u minus jt, and v square is equal to u square plus 2as become v square is equal to u square minus 2gs, and s is equal to ut plus half at square become s is equal to ut minus half jt square. There are three motions, a to b, b to c, and c to a. Okay, for a to b, this diagram is there where u is equal to plus u and s is equal to plus s. As the ball is particle is moving upwards, therefore u is equal to plus u. Velocity will be, initial velocity will be positive and displacement will be also positive. For b to a, if the particle moves from b to a, ball will come in downward direction. Therefore u is equal to minus u and s is equal to minus s. If the particle moves from b to c, in this from particle move from b to c, it is moving in upward direction. Therefore u is equal to plus u and s is equal to plus h max. Therefore for c to a, it will be u is equal to 0, as the ball after reaching the maximum height, its velocity becomes 0 and it starts moving in the downward direction. Therefore u is equal to 0 and displacement is equal to minus of h max plus h. If the particle moves from b to a, u is equal to minus u and s is equal to minus h. For a to b, if the particle is projected with certain velocity u and it comes back to its initial position on the ground surface, therefore u is equal to plus u, and since the particle comes back to its original position, therefore the displacement along the line is 0. Along a straight line, when particle reverses direction, its velocity is 0 at that time, because when the particle reverses direction and comes back to its initial position, the displacement will be 0. Therefore along the straight line, when particle reverses its direction, its velocity is 0 at that time, since the displacement is 0 at that time. Uniform motion. For uniform motion, most important condition is constant velocity. It is only possible in case of the unidirectional motion. Uniform motion is only possible in case of the unidirectional motion. If the particle moves with uniform motion, then the displacement and the distance traveled will be same. If the particle moves with uniform motion, then the displacement and the distance traveled will be same, as the particle is moving along the same direction, that is the unidirectional motion. Kinetic equations. Kinematic equations are valid only for uniform acceleration, that is acceleration is equal to constant. Newton's first law. Newton's first law states that when the body is in the state of rest or in uniform motion, unless and it is subjected by external force. Newton's first law states that body is in the state of rest or in uniform motion, unless and until it is subjected by the external force. If these are the three important points which can be asked in the exam. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with uniform acceleration, throws the ball vertically upward, velocity increases. If velocity increases, the ball will fall behind the man. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with the uniform acceleration, throws the ball vertically upward, if velocity increases, the ball will fall behind the man. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with uniform velocity, the velocity remains the same. In that case, throws the ball vertically upward, the ball will fall into the hand. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with uniform velocity same, throws the ball vertically upward, the ball will fall into the hand. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with uniform retardation, deceleration or negative acceleration, decrease in velocity, throws the ball vertically upward, the ball will fall ahead of the man. If the man is standing at the rear end of the truck, moving with the uniform retardation, decrease in velocity, throws the ball vertically upward, ball will fall ahead of the man. If the man is if a stone is thrown upward with initial velocity, let it be u, it will go upward and attain maximum height and again strike on the surface with the same velocity. Therefore for the motion from A to B, u is equal to plus u, as the ball is thrown upward direction, just make a correction, it is a small u, and as the particle is returned back to its original position till at the same height, so therefore displacement is 0. For v square is equal to u square minus 2gs, as s is 0, it will become 0, v is equal to u. Suppose a stone is thrown with certain velocity u and another stone is thrown down with the same velocity u from the top of the tower. The striking velocity for both the cases will be same. How? I will explain you. This is an exam statement. If the ball is thrown with certain velocity u and it strikes the ground with certain velocity v1, and the another ball is thrown with certain velocity u and it strikes the ground with the v2, then v1 is equal to v2. v1 is equal to v2 in this case. We could say from motion as the ball was thrown upward, u is equal to plus u and s is equal to minus l, as the ball is going to be traveling in downward direction. And for therefore v1 square is equal to u square minus 2gs, u square minus 2gs g into minus l, that is u square plus 2gs. And from b to a, that is from b to a, In this case, u is equal to minus u as the ball is directly falling downwards, and h is equal to minus h as the ball is going in downward direction. Therefore, u is equal to minus u and s is equal to minus s. Therefore, v2 square is equal to u square minus 2g, as the u of minus u square will become plus u square only. Therefore, v2 square is equal to u square plus 2. Therefore, v1 square is equal to vt square. Therefore, v1 is equal to v2. Therefore, the statement is a stone projected with certain velocity u, and another stone is thrown downward with same velocity u from the tower. The striking velocity for the both the case in this diagram will be same, that is v1 is equal to v2. If a stone is thrown upward with initial velocity v, and the maximum height to attain by the stone will be u square by 2g. How? I will show you. I will repeat the statement. If a stone is thrown upward with initial velocity, I will again request you to change it to plus u. Then the maximum height attained by the stone will be equal to the u square by 2g. Let us consider motion A to B from here to here. U is equal to plus u as the ball is thrown in upward direction. X is equal to plus h max as the ball is thrown upward direction. S is equal to plus h max, and final velocity v is equal to 0 as the striking velocity will be 0. Therefore, v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. That is 0 is equal to u square minus 2g h max. Therefore, h max is equal to u square by 2j. This is the derivation for the maximum height attained by the particle or any object. If the initial velocity is double, maximum height of the stone will be 4 times. H max is equal to u square by 2j. H max directly proportional to the u square. Therefore, if the initial velocity is doubled, maximum height attained by the stone will be 4 times. V is equal to dx by dt. Therefore, dx is equal to v dt. Change in displacement is equal to area under the velocity time diagram. A is equal to dv by dt. Therefore, dv is equal to a dt. Therefore, change in velocity is equal to area under acceleration time diagram. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will solve the numericals in the upcoming video. I request you to please share, comment, and suggest me the language English, Hindi or Marathi, and subscribe to my YouTube channel Mahalakshmi Academy. Thank you everyone for watching this video.